Hello everybody, I'm going to speak on something I saw that I came across on social media. And this video speaks to two things that disturbs my spirit. Before you go on with this video, I'd like you to share this video to the men in your life so that they get to understand certain things. And what are these things? You must first understand that before you get married or before you get into a position of responsibility with respect to family, you must understand that as a man, several things are required of you to be a leader, a functioning leader, not one that is purely emotional or purely logical, but one that has a good balance between your emotional side and your logical side. Why am I saying this? If you fail to understand these things, you might get into situations where you allow your personal experience to begin to dictate how you think or reason, and this may become harmful to your children, your daughters, or to women at large. In this video that I'll be playing, I would like for you to observe and see the two problems I'm referring to, in as much as I do not share any direct connection to the speaker, or neither do I share any sentiments of what he's saying, but this does not mean that his content or his message cannot stand independently on its own. So I would like for you guys to listen to this video before I talk about my next problem.
You see that thing they used to say, that what do women bring to the table? Please stop it. It's a big disrespect. When I watch my wife give birth, even though I'm not the type to disrespect women, but my eye clear. And I have a daughter now, who will someday get married. Now I understand why fathers cry. Because the moment they give out their daughters in marriage, they know they are in God's hand. One of the joy of that marriage would cause her pain and could lead to death. The risk of childbirth is at the mother's expense. Now the mother go get big belly. Now the mother go tear yansh. Now the mother they go under knife. Now who make them come back? Some people never recover. No matter a level of qualification or status, motherhood can take it all. Do you know some women run mad after childbirth? What about IVF mothers who inject themselves every day? Big respect to all of them. But what do women bring to the table? We bring shelter, financial cover, we bring guidance. Anybody can do that. But women bring life that cannot be bought with cash. The moment a woman agrees to marry you, she has decided to sacrifice her life for you, for your family name, and for your heritage. So dear brothers, with all due respect, please don't ask that question again. You can't exchange property for life.
With what you have just watched, I would like to read out my first response to the speaker. I responded and I said, with all due respect, I think you're misappropriating the conversation. If we want to speak to the joys of motherhood or give women their flowers, let's do so and it will be a beautiful conversation. But you see this, what do you bring to the table? It remains a valid question to both men and women, only if you understand the context, love and light. That was my first response. And when I responded, I got some of the women not necessarily triggered, but I love the fact that there was a meaningful conversation in which they now asked me my views and I should go on to explain, of which I will read that later in this video. But what have we noticed here? We do not only have misinformation. Amidst this whole video, we still have a man who is actually singing the praises of women, which is correct, but absolutely has nothing to do with the question, what do you bring to the table? Should we praise women for their ability to birth? Obviously yes, but this has nothing to do on the table of vetting or when we talk about two people who are intending to get married. And when we speak about the financial part as one of the responsibilities of men in marriage, well, I'll talk about that some other time. But you see, I will further go on to explain why this video right here can be misleading. If we must be given roles as leaders, as men in marriages, it means we must do our due diligence to know what is required in marriage, to know what is required in parenthood. For example, we have the speaker right here who, because of childbirth, all of a sudden he has a different view on women. That tells me he is not somebody who decided to want to know about women or actually critically try to understand the nature or biology of women, but he waited for the time whereby parenthood or family would actually teach him a lesson, and now we have what you see here. So, to my fellow men, don't wait for this type of things to happen to you before you think of getting married. I urge you to try to learn a lot about what it means to be a father, what it even means for a woman to become a mother, effects of pregnancies, even down to her menstrual cycle, because this will help you be a balanced and well-rounded man in your home. Do not be the type of man who waits to get into marriage and begin to weep at a woman going through the natural birthing process. This is not me saying that I'm watering down the ability for women to get pregnant, but I am only speaking to my men on how to step up effectively and not be overwhelmed by this phenomenon, because this is how nature has designed women to be. Another problem we need to talk about as men: when you choose to live your life a certain way with respect to women, I understand we all might be YOLOing in our quest to YOLOing or living once or dying once, or like my men will always say, one thing must kill a man. I understand. But when you are done enjoying this phase of your life, please do not wait until you have daughters to begin to want to understand that those things you did or those things you were doing as a youth was very harmful to women. Then because you are trying to protect your daughters, you come online to actually misinform younger women and even older women at large, trying to be the woman's man, the defender of women. Actually, women, please do not fall for things like this, because inside of this thing you're hearing carries lots of things that might be harmful to you as a woman or as a growing woman. Please, so do well to separate this information, because they are not there to help you, but to help protect their own offspring that they have as daughters, not to protect you as an innocent listener who is listening to somebody speaking out of their personal experience, either due to a kind of lifestyle they had. To my men, please, as you are busy chopping here and there, do not wait to have 3 daughters before you realize that chopping here and there is not good for you. Let us actually act a little bit more responsible in our younger years so that we can avoid situations like this. If you have watched this video up until this point, I will say you have really tried. So let me now address what then is really my problem in this video as regards to what do you bring to the table, being a valid question to both men and women. I will start by reading my comment in which I dropped in the comment section of this video. And the comment reads: the statement or the phrase, "What do you bring to the table?" speaks to emotional support. Are you kind, patient, or communicative? Stability. Are you a responsible, reliable, or secure person? Compatibility. Do you share values, goals, or lifestyle? Personal growth. Are you ambitious, evolving, or self-aware? Shared contributions. Do you put effort into the relationship? It is basically a way of asking, what makes you a good partner? What can someone count on you for? Why would someone want to build a future with you? It is a way to meaningfully gauge if both persons are bringing something meaningful to the connection that has begun or about to begin. In conclusion, the phrase can be thrown to either a man or a woman. This was my comment in which I dropped in the comment section of that video. Whenever you hear this phrase, please do not be triggered for whichever way you choose to ask these questions. I know you might be thinking this is a rude question or you don't need to ask me. But then again, if we all understand the context, there is no need for me to be offended or be upset. So when next you hear somebody ask you this question, these are the kind of things you should have in mind. For even if they do not know, please make sure you bring it to their attention that this is what the statement means. And for you who did not know before now, I hope you have learned a thing or two with these few points of mine. My name is Kong Dynasty. Do well to like, comment, and share. I'll see you some other time. Thank you.